What up, everybody? It's your boy PTK Blam back with another episode of the Shop Podcast. I know I've been gone for a little while. I appreciate the love and support. You know, everybody that knows me knows that I had some personal things going on. My son wasn't feeling well, and shout out to everybody who shot me blessings and safe being for my son. He is now feeling better, so I appreciate the love and support. But we back, right the fuck back at it. The Shop Podcast is back. I just want to start off the podcast by saying it's been a great year for me personally. I've gained a lot of great friends. I've met a lot of people in the industry, outside of the industry, just doing a lot of great things. I'm just happy to be part of the community, happy to be part of the Xbox community, just a gamer in general. I hope everybody has a safe and great New Year's Eve. So let's go ahead and get started with the show. So today's show is going to be a little bit different. I don't have any special guests, but I want to still go around and let everybody on the panel, as I typically do, go ahead and get their shout out. So we're going to go ahead and start with you live.
All right. Yeah, it's your boy Live Wire, and I'm back in the motherfucking building, baby! What's up?
All right. Chilling, man, chilling. What's up, Rand? It's on you.
What's going on, guys? It's been a long day, and I'm a little tired, but I'm ready to shoot the shit, so let's do it.
All right, and I lied, everybody. I do have a special guest. I got my buddy GKB. Everybody will get to know him real soon. A YouTuber, great guy, makes great content. Go ahead and shout out yourself, gamer.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Really honored to be on the podcast. I hope everybody has a safe New Year's Eve, and let's bring in this New Year's right with this awesome podcast.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Let's get going. So, you know how I start. I just start fast. So, the first thing I want to talk about, everybody, it's been one of the biggest games towards the end of this year. I want to talk about the game that is Ark. Now we know we've been seeing this game for probably the past few months or so, as far as I remember. I remember them putting out a short video saying that they were going to release it on PC, obviously, first, and later on it was going to be coming to Xbox One. And my initial impressions, I really had no idea what kind of game it was going to be. I mean, it was dinosaurs, open world type feel. But outside of that, I didn't really know what game it was really going to be. And, you know, I heard people on PC were struggling to run the game, so I figured, well, how the hell is it going to run on a console if it's PC struggling to run it? But the game is dropped. It's in a preview right now. If you haven't got a chance to go play it, pick it up. It's taken off as soon as it hits console. So it hit Xbox One. It has now over 1 million users or people that have played it. People are on it all day on my friends list. So I kind of want to get you guys' opinion on Ark. Have you played it, and where do you see this game going? Do you see it being a big game, maybe a la Minecraft type game? So let's go ahead and start with our guest gamer. What you think, man?
So it came out. I got in there like the first night there. I got to play it for a little while, but after that, the next few days, it literally like blew up, and you couldn't even get into a server. Since then, they added new servers, I hear. It's a really good game. It's super tough because I was getting killed like left and right like all the time in there. Like
Yeah.
just some scorpion would just come running after me and just kill me. I think just knowing like right now, I think it's going to be a huge game. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's your thoughts on the game, Matt?
Yeah, so I played it the night it came out. A couple of my friends were like really like looking forward to it, like, you know, because I think it was on PC in the summer. I think it launched on the PC.
That's when I first saw it. Yeah.
And it was like big on PC. I think they've sold 2.5 million copies just on PC early access. So
Oh wow. Okay.
when Microsoft got the, because it is coming to PS4, but Microsoft got the like exclusive. I don't even know if I want to call it exclusive, but since Microsoft has the game preview, like their version early access, and PlayStation does it, Microsoft got this like head start with Ark, and you know, with the whole like million users, like you can tell there is a shitload of people because because I got on there the first couple days and it was really hard to get in the server. Like every single server is just maxed 70 people.
Yeah. I
Which,
had that problem. I know a lot of people that had that same exact problem. I know I did when I tried.
yeah,
to get on.
and I don't think, because people have asked them to raise the limit from like 70 to 100, but it doesn't seem like they're doing that. It just seems like they're just adding more servers. I will say though, like the game is clearly a work in progress. Like, I didn't know much about it. So when I started playing it, I had no clue what the hell's going on. Like, there's no
Yeah.
tutorials. It just drops you in the middle of a game, and it's like, here, go and do stuff. And it's just like, to me, it reminds me, like when people ask me what I would describe it as, I would say it's Minecraft meets DayZ, but with dinosaurs instead of zombies.
Exactly.
That's what I
the
think the game
perfect
is,
definition. That's exactly what I think.
and that's why I don't like it.
Well,
Because-
go ahead and go into explain why you
Well,
don't like
because I like structure and objectives to accomplish in my games. That's the reason I don't like Minecraft. Like,
Mhm.
and then trust me, like I know why people like Minecraft. I don't know why people like Ark. Like I have friends who that's all they've been playing is Ark. It's just it's not for me. Like I don't like getting into a game and being like, all right, let me make up my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
maybe that's a knock against me, that I need like structure and objectives to accomplish. But like I just can't like, okay, I'm in the game, and now what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna build a house. Okay, I built a house. Now what? It's like, well, I'm gonna go tame some animals. I don't know. I need like, okay, you need to do this. You need to go do this. Like I need like the game kind of to funnel me down a path. I
Yeah.
don't like making my own stuff. I mean, hell, even when games like Fallout 4 and like Mass Effect, where they let you make your own characters, I always just go with the default character because I don't care. Like, I don't like I just whatever is presented to me, it's like here, that's like I don't like. I don't know, maybe I'm lame, but that's just me.
Nah, man, there's a lot of people that feel the same way, man. I understand, and I know when I first jumped into the game, I definitely see the appeal. I mean, I think the game is definitely going to take off. It's looking like it's going to be the next biggest thing, and pretty much what they did, they took a page out of Minecraft's book, and to make a successful game, a successful, I quote unquote indie game, because at this point, I don't think you can call it an indie game. It's too damn big and too popular at this point. But they took a game that is fully backed, that runs basically on the community, is always going to be successful. And that's exactly what Minecraft is. That's exactly what Ark is. It's a game based around the community. The community makes those games.
Yeah.
It's not even the devs. The devs just provide the servers and the content. The community makes those games. So I think as long as you have a vibrant community and they continue adding servers, adding different cool things, mods possibly, different cool things, I think it's going to continue to grow. And I mean, just look at the fact that usually you get a game going over from PC to console. It's tricky because it doesn't work a lot of times. A lot of times it doesn't translate well.
Yeah.
This game blew up once it hit console.
And I'm not
Just like
surprised. I'm not surprised at all it did well, because people wanted this game. People were like clamoring for it. Like, oh, when is this game gonna come to Xbox One? Like, people have been clamoring for DayZ, Ark, like what is the other H1N1 or HZ, whatever that like people want those games. Yeah, like they want those games on consoles. So like I'm not surprised when Ark came out, it like pretty much like blew the roof off of like what game preview can do, because I'm sure it's probably sold more than they probably thought, just for the fact that they didn't have enough servers ready. So like they probably had underestimated the demand for the game.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Tim, like it's cool because you can make your own tribe. Like I was in a tribe with Tim and Beard and a few other people and stuff, and like Tim just was going crazy. I think he played that game like 10 hours a day and stuff.
Shout out to Tim if you're listening. Love Tim, dog. Go ahead. Okay, so I guess it's on live. Go ahead, live. What do you think about Ark, man?
Man, I mean, the game is a combination of, what's popular today, which is open world and dinosaurs. And if you don't believe me, look at the fucking sales for Jurassic Park. Shit was crazy. So they matched the two together. It happened at the right time, and it's fucking selling like crazy. Now the game is hard as fuck. At least when you first start, like you can't go into it thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just play an hour. It'll probably take you an hour to figure out what the fuck to do, Because I mean, when I first walked in there, the first time I got in there, I couldn't get into a server. I was like, damn, all these bitches are crowded, all three. God damn. So I finally get in. And I'm just looking around, and I'm like, oh, shit, what the fuck? Why am I dying? And they're like, the Dilophosaurus, I was on his nest or something, or whatever. He's spitting at me, and I'm running away. And then, I finally get away, and I'm like, yo, all right, I should be healing. I'm hungry. Well, what the fuck am I supposed to eat? I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not like it's like a banana on the floor or some shit. It's
Yeah.
like you just gotta randomly figure, all right, I'm gonna just grab shit. Maybe I could eat something. I don't know. But no, the game is nice. It's definitely like Minecraft. It's definitely like Minecraft. As far, especially with the whole building aspect, you
Yeah.
chop down trees, build your own fort. I
Yeah.
haven't seen anybody with guns yet, but I mean, at least like now, compared to when I first started, people are actually trying to, create shit. When I first got in there, motherfuckers just came in there and they started killing you. I'm
Killing
like,
me.
dude, I don't even know what's going on. Why are you trying to kill me, yo? I just want to
I
kill
feel
you.
you. Yeah, so I mean, it just looks like the game is going to be a juggernaut. I think it's going to take off once the game actually releases full retail. I think, for a while I wasn't sure, and thank you for correcting me on that, man. I wasn't sure if it was going to PlayStation or not, but I guess it is going to PlayStation, which is great. I don't, a game like this probably should be played,
Yep.
should be a multi-plat.
It's our soccer
so-
cars.
Oh, here you go. Cut it out.
And if you want to,
Dino car.
because with game preview, they sell it to you at a discounted price. You own it.
Yeah,
And they also say like the game may never come out. They have that disclaimer, like this game may
Yep.
never possibly come out. But
True.
so when the game fully launches, it's gonna be like $60. So you can
Yeah.
pretty much get it for 35 right now.
Yeah,
You'll own the game when it like finally goes to 1.0 or whatever the
Yeah.
final version is. So if
Yeah.
you have any interest in it, it might be worth like getting it in for $25 off essentially.
Definitely. Good shit. Good topic, fellas. Good topic. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So some interesting news came out. I believe it was today. About Joseph Staten. He was a lead writer, the head writer of the Halo series up until Reach, or at some point I think it was Reach, I believe. And looks like he is now the lead writer for the game Recore. Now everybody knows. I've been saying even the last podcast that we were in, Recore is probably one of my most anticipated games from next year, if it even releases next year. That's a whole nother discussion. But if it does release next year, I think it'll be one of those games where we don't know enough about it at this point. But just from the vein it comes through, you got the guy who made Metroid Prime, studio who made Metroid Prime. You got Joseph Staten, the lead writer. It's shaping up to be a fantastic experience. So I want to get you guys thoughts on that game possibly, and on him joining the staff of that game. So, Rand, let's go ahead and start with you.
I mean, I think it's a really good. Joseph Staten did really good work with the Halo series and the novels and all that stuff. I was kind of interested in seeing his version of Destiny before, because he wrote the original story for Destiny, and they completely scrapped it the year before it was supposed to come out, and then they fired him, and he left and rejoined Microsoft. So I'm kind of interested in seeing what his version of the story in Destiny is, because the one they currently have in there is garbage, non-existent.
Mhm.
So I've always been a fan of his work, so to see him coming in there to do the story for Recore is a good sign, and I am still excited for the game, but I'm a little how's the best way to put this? Apprehensive about the title, because we got Staten doing the story, right? We have Inafune doing whatever. I don't even know what the hell his role is in. I think he's character design, and we got Armature Studios making the game, right? Like the actual gameplay of the game.
Yeah.
So and I know like Armature Studios is made up from the former heads of like Metroid Prime and stuff, which is a great game, right? So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna see what games Armature Studios has made.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. After looking at the list of games, I'm concerned, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a port studio essentially, right? They ported like a few games to the Vita. They ported Borderlands Handsome Collection to Xbox One and PS4. Their only game they actually did themselves that was their own was Batman Blackgate for the Vita, and then which was then eventually ported to the other systems, which was a 2D platformer. And this is where my concern is, because I have this feeling that Recore is going to be a 2D platformer. And Armature Studios' only other game they've made that was their own was a 2D platformer. And the other... I'm just concerned, all right, so... Do you remember Batman Arkham Asylum back in 2009. People had apprehension. People were skeptical that game was going to be good, right? Because the studio Rocksteady had made nothing but crap before that, right?
Yeah.
Like all their games before Batman Arkham Asylum were all shit. And now all of a sudden Rocksteady's this great studio because they've made all these great Batman games. I'm hoping the same thing goes with ReCore, because the games they've made previous to ReCore are shit. Like, they're terrible. So, like...
Well, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt.
I am getting the benefit of the doubt, but I'm just saying my hype is for the game has completely, like nosedive.
Maybe that's a good thing for you, though. So that could turn out to be a good thing. So
because number one, we don't even know like
anything about the game.
Like, is it a 2D? Is it a 2D platformer? Is it a third-person shooter? Is it a first-person shooter? Is it an action-adventure game like Uncharted? Like, what is the game? Like, why is there so much shrouded in mystery? Yeah. Like, I need to know, like, see the gameplay. What am I going to be doing? Right? It's weird. I just can't really get that excited. And then especially with the pedigree of the developers behind it and stuff, like, I'm just kind of like, wait a minute. Maybe there's a reason they're not showing off the gameplay yet. I don't know. Like, I'm taking a wait and see approach on this one.
Well, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't know how far along in development the game is actually, because I mean they only showed us that trailer and that's all we've seen so far, and little tidbits from interviews and things like that. So none of us has seen any gameplay, any concept drawing. I just have high hopes. I love new IPs, and like I said, I love the pedigree that it comes from as far as him having his influence in a Fiune on the game. I think that in Joseph Staten, so it's going to have at least a solid story, solid characters, just based off of what they did previously. So go ahead, Gamer. What you think of ReCore and Joseph Staten actually joining that staff?
Well, like you, Blam, I'm super hyped for this game. At E3 when they showed that trailer, this was like the game for me. It like hit everything that I enjoy about video games. Just the emotion from the character and the dog, it just had me hooked. But with Joseph Staten coming on, and I've read some of the excerpts of the story that he did for the Destiny. I think it was on Reddit or some forums out there. That was a phenomenal story, and it kind of sucks that they scrapped that for Destiny. I'm just super excited that he's actually on board now. I think they have an all-star cast, and sky's the limit with this game. Like Rand said, we really don't know anything about this game gameplay-wise, but I'm still stoked. I'm still hyped for it.
You think it's coming in 2016, or you think it may be one of the titles that falls back to 2017, possibly?
I'm one of those guys that if they push the game back to make the game better, I'm fine with that. As it looks right now, Xbox has so many games coming out next year. Like, I'm going to be hard-pressed to play all these games, so I'm okay with it getting pushed back.
Okay, cool. What do you think, Live?
Yeah, man. I mean, I have no worries about whether the game is good or not, just for the simple fact that Phil Spencer is behind the helm. If it was anybody else, where I think he would give us a Godzilla type game, I'd be like, oh god. But the simple fact that Phil, scrapped what was that game, Phantom Dust, because they were like, oh these guys. He was like, I'm trusting you, and he was like, oh, this is complete shit. No, fuck y'all, leave. I'm going to get somebody else to do that shit. That's the reason why I feel, okay, ReCore has a chance to be a really good game. Whether it's, open world, which I prefer, or 2D, which, hey, it might be good still. I'm not sure whether or not it could be, as good as I anticipate. But I still have faith that, they'll give us something good. But the only thing is we don't know if it's a AAA. We know it's an exclusive, but we don't know if it might be a AA. So
that's true.
That's another thing. That would be a reason why it could be, a 2D type game. But yeah, I'm still pretty hyped for the game. Ori was dope as hell, and that was 2D. So if you give me a game like that, fuck it, I'll rock with that shit. Yeah. That shit was hot as hell.
Yeah, definitely. Moon Studios really didn't do much before that too. See, I'm concerned about like I'm saying, I'm just concerned about the pedigree of the studio.
Yeah.
I know studios have turned it around, like I said, like Rocksteady and stuff, and maybe Microsoft has the right people in there shepherding the vision of the game, when it could turn out to be really good. And they've only actually got to do one game, like where they were like the create, it was their vision. Like, I know, like Batman is like Warner Brothers, but they made that game, and so it's like maybe they've been held back and they really haven't gotten to, like stretch their legs yet in the game. But I think a lot of the hype from the game is from the fact that like nobody knows anything about it.
Yeah.
You know?
it's
That's
true.
possible.
That's possible. That's possible. I mean, and I don't. And like I said before, I don't have an issue. I feel the same way Live does in Gamer. You know, and even you, Matt. It's not so much. We don't know anything to really make it like a fair assessment. But I just think the fact that just from what I know with the pedigree, Inafune and Joseph Staten, and just I just have a feeling that it may get slept on a little bit, but I think it's going to be a fantastic game. Whether or not it's a 2D, 3D, third person shooter, first person, I do believe my theory is that it is like an action adventure game. That's kind of like my theory on the actual game. I don't think it'll be like a shooter or even a first person, maybe third person. But I just like the concept, the switching cores and just the trailer from which he showed, and like Gamer said, the emotion was already there, and I like that, and just to see the staff that they're building, I think it'll be a great game. Not sure if it's coming next year or not, but I think it'll be a fantastic game regardless. So,
Think
good
about
topic,
this.
fellas.
Think about this.
Go ahead.
What was the last shitty exclusive that Phil Spencer has given us? What was the last one?
Mm,
shitty
well, that's
exclusive.
subjective. That depends on
Well,
who you
I'm
ask.
just saying, like,
Um,
I'm talking about like a bad game, like a
Oh.
game that's not worth shit.
Well, I mean, how do we determine what's a Phil Spencer game? I mean,
That's what I'm
because
saying.
All right,
what's
well,
a Don
all
Matrick?
right, what we say, Mike, Xbox in general, then. Like whoever,
Here's
that's
Judgment.
an exclusive.
Here's Judgment was a pile of
That's an
garbage.
exclusive. No, well,
That
yeah,
was-
but that's not even Xbox One though.
But I'm just saying, it was exclusive game, and well, I would say like
Well,
because
that
Phil
was
was
a
in
cash
charge
grab
of.
though. Everybody
I
knew
know.
that.
But I mean, Phil was in charge of the Microsoft Game
Microsoft
Studios when
Game
it came
Studios,
out. I mean,
that's
so
right.
I don't. It's kind of hard to tell who's like
Yeah, it's
behind
true.
the deals.
But
So
somebody
Yeah.
had to green like that shit.
yeah, somebody did. There was
Yeah,
like, hey,
probably.
we need a quick Gears turnaround, make some money off. Well, apparently that game's sold under their projections, but
Projections, yeah.
that game was so bad though. It was so bad.
The story was The multiplayer is what fucked with me, man, because I was thinking it was gonna be like Gears 3, and it wasn't, and I was like, wait, why can't I do the shit that I used to do in Gears? What the fuck, yo? What the fuck?
Yeah,
Or-
it was hit or miss with a lot of people, man. I know I had it, and I didn't mind the campaign. Campaign was fine. It felt kind of awkward not seeing like Marcus or anything.
Mhm.
Like it was weird playing with just Barrett Cole, and I don't know. It just something felt off. It's like
Yeah.
I think the same reason people don't really like Gears all that much. Not Gears, but that particular game, Gears Judgment, is the same reason people have been kind of finicky about like Halo 5. Because a character change, when you take away a main character like that's iconic, like Marcus Phoenix or Master Chief, it rubs people the wrong way. Like
Yeah,
people
it
aren't
sure
used
does.
to it,
Yeah.
So it's just I think people didn't really give it a chance.
But the thing was, it wasn't what it should have been. It should have been a story about Dom and Marcus, and then it should have been a story about Baird and Cole, and then it would basically, at the end, it would show Marcus going to jail, and then you would be like, okay, Gears 1 shows how everybody gets
Yep.
together.
Yeah,
That's what it should have been. It showed
Yeah.
only Barrett Cole, and you're like, well, what the fuck?
yeah, yeah. It left some holes, definitely some plot holes.
Don't forget all the Microsoft first party stuff and exclusives they gave us during that were all Kinect related during those 3 years with Kinect.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well.
Well,
People
I mean,
like to forget that, like
Yeah,
there
other
were a
than
bunch
the-
of exclusive games there that were like,
they've had some duds, man. I'm not even gonna lie. They dropped the ball.
Well, that's what Sony's gonna see right in the next. I don't know, next
Well,
year they're gonna be
we're gonna be-
connect
we're
the
gonna
fuck
be-
out in VR.
We're gonna be going over that in a little bit, so don't jump the gun on that live. So
Oh my bad.
go ahead,
Let me
move
calm
on.
down.
Go ahead,
Hey,
move
It's
on.
been a while. It's been a while.
hey PTK, before you move on, the rumor just dropped on Twitter, and I see this on NeoGAF, but
Uh-huh.
it says here Major League Gaming has been acquired by Activision Blizzard for $46 million. MLG.
MLG?
So it says here, according to news reports circulating the web right now, MLG has sold off its majority of its assets to Activision Blizzard for $46 million. Apparently, this deal was discussed on December 21st. The letter was sent out to shareholders about this deal. Esports
What?
Observer reports that MLG's current CEO has stepped down and been replaced by someone else. But yeah, so
I
saying
don't
that
like it.
MLG has
like
been bought by Activision, which is
I don't
weird.
like it. I don't like
that
it.
doesn't sound good.
Activision, the shit they've done this generation with Destiny and the cheese ass moves they tried to pull off this generation, I don't like it. Now I'm not a big MLG guy, so it's not gonna affect me at all. But I'd love to see how the pro players feel about that. I don't know how much because once Activision gets their palm on something or their hands, they're gonna change it around. It's not gonna stay the same as it is now. It'll definitely be. They're gonna do some different things, and they're gonna definitely be promoting the shit out of Call of Duty. I'd be surprised if they
Oh
don't
my
kick every other
God.
game out of the damn off of
Yeah,
the slate.
yeah, right.
Just making the Call of Duty
They
only.
be like, Halo, no.
Yeah, no Halo, no. So I'm not sure, man. That's breaking news, everybody.
Yeah,
I had no idea that was going on.
they've been trying to get Destiny into the esports for a while, and maybe everyone was like, no, and they're like, fuck it, we'll just buy esports then.
Yeah, fuck it. I guess.
How do you even play Destiny in esports? Like,
I don't know. It's not.
their
It's
multiplayer
the game is
isn't
compatible.
like,
It's not
yeah,
gonna work.
like, because people don't even play the. I mean, people do play the multiplayer, but they don't play it like they play the raids. All
Yeah,
they do is fucking raid all goddamn day.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't think Destiny fits in the MLG at all. It's just.
I kill more bots than you.
I
What the fuck?
don't know. What you think about that, gamer?
Oh man, I'm not too big into the MLG either, so it really doesn't concern me too much. But I mean, that's pretty huge for, I guess, Activision. But they've been kind of grimy lately with the whole BC thing and everything else. Yeah, I really don't have a whole lot to say on this one.
Yeah, I don't think I either. That's good shit though, Rand. I mean, everybody that's watching, man, that's breaking news. I hadn't heard.
I mean, I don't know if it's. I mean, and it hasn't been verified by anybody yet. It's just kind of going around right now. So
Okay.
might be true, might not be true.
We'll see.
If so, you heard it first here.
Breaking news, everybody. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic that I had lined up. And, since this is a year-end podcast, I kind of wanted to talk about 2015, like a year-end review. 2015 has been a roller coaster for a lot of people. I've always said I prefer Xbox for various different reasons. I played every system. I don't own every system. All I own is the Xbox, but there's been a lot of things going on. A lot of from resolution gate to frames per second to sales to games being exclusive third-party deals. There's been so many things that people that have brought this generation, and 2015 has brought. So what kind of stands out? I want to kind of go around the panel and just each, in one of your opinions, what stands out to you as far as like a defining mark of 2015? Like, it could be a game, it could be something that happened, a feature. I'll go ahead and start with you, gamer, since you're our guest.
Just off the top of my head, the biggest thing that sticks out to me is just the whole Konami and Kojima thing. Especially like Konami, being like just as grimy as they were to their employees. I mean, that's just ridiculous. The thing with the Kojima thing, him going like doing a game for Sony, having his independent studio, I felt like that's kind of, in my opinion, I thought it was not the greatest deal for him. If you're an artist or a person, for you, in order to grow as a person or an artist, you need to step outside of your comfort zone. I think him being with Sony, even though we all know he was going to go there anyway, but I just don't think it was a great deal for him. Like, have you seen like the Kamiya article that just came out about him working for Microsoft? Doing a game for Microsoft. It's like night and day with the Japanese studios and working for Microsoft, where they're very big on quality and hitting their points throughout the whole game development. I think that would have been good for Kojima. I think Microsoft would have pushed him a lot more than Sony. I feel like he's working for Sony, where pretty much he could pretty much poop on the desk, and they'd be like golf clapping, being like, "Hey, that's fantastic. Let's put his name all over it, and and get it out the door." But yeah, that's the biggest one that sticks out to me the most.
All right, what you think, Rand? The defining moment of 2015 for you, at least.
The defining moment of 2015. Shit.
Just in your opinion.
The defining moment of 2015 for me was recognizing it was E3. It was Microsoft's press conference, because it was that point I realized that Microsoft was going to turn things around, and I actually started to believe that they, like, all those things they said about, like, we're about gamers first, like, because before I always felt that was just kind of lip service. to a certain extent,
Mhm.
like kind of just a way to make
Mhm.
up for the bad stuff of 2013 and stuff. Like, hey, we're not like that was us in the past. We've learned from our mistakes. We're totally about you guys now. Like I always thought like that was kind of like, oh, we're totally with you. Like I thought that was more lip service than actually the truth. But then I watched that conference and I've gotten to know some of the guys at Xbox and I fully like believe it now. So like I think that moment, that conference, because it was their best one in a long time, was like
Yeah.
the defining. Like now I'm like, yeah, okay, like I made the right choice because I wasn't sure. Like I almost kind of like
Second guess the
it's
decision.
it was almost like all that time spent like playing games on the Xbox and spending all the money and time I've spent on it. Like I felt kind of like, did I make the right decision? Like around like when the Xbox One launched originally, like and when all that crap went down, I'm like, did I choose right? Like, did I just waste my time? And I feel like now, like, no, I did. Like, Microsoft and Phil and Mike Ibarra and all those guys at like Xbox, they truly are they got our back. They're for the gamers because they are gamers. So I feel like Microsoft has our best intentions, in that they're gonna do us right essentially.
Okay. Good shit. What you think, Live?
Yeah, the biggest thing, man, was all this goddamn propaganda. Yes, I'm going there. It's a fucking propaganda. It's not what we think it is. I think a lot of people think, oh, the media is against Microsoft. It's not exactly how you picture it. Like Sony's giving them a check. It's not really that. It's the fucking ponies or the obsessed, PlayStation / PC gamers that constantly click on these websites to hear either bad Xbox news or good Sony news, and they just cater to that crowd so hard. And last week I made a video about Ryan McCafferty sucking Yoshida's dick, and I didn't necessarily mean that he would. Like, I had to rethink back. I'm like, why would he suck Yoshida's dick so hard? Like, what is the purpose? And it's not because he's afraid of Yoshida. He's afraid of the backlash from the ponies. That's why he had to go and just suck up. Be like, I'm sorry, Yoshida. I'm sorry that I offended you. It's because of the ponies. And that's really what's, causing this whole media agenda. It's not their agenda based on they're getting paid. It's they are getting paid, but it's paid off the clicks, not paid from Sony. That's why Sony's like, oh, well, that's cool. These motherfuckers don't buy games, but they click, so cool. So it is what it is.
All right. So I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and go. My defining moment. It's kind of I guess kind of like a hybrid of a couple of things. The first thing is I'm gonna piggyback off Rand. The first thing was the E3 event this year. It was fantastic. I think they did a great job, and I think they solidified the direction. They finally gave everybody, because if you really think about 2013, 2014, they were finding their way. They were still wading through all of the mess, and they were still going through all of the nonsense and the backlash. And they still are now, but it's different to a certain degree. So it looked like they finally had a direction that they were going in as a company with the console. So I like the fact that they put their foot in the mud and said, this is the direction we're going in. And they told us as consumers, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be about games, innovation, what they've always done. And they're pushing in that direction. So that was like half of it. The other part, let's see, was, and this is more on the Sony side, actually how successful the console is. And so I'm just kind of gonna give a nod to Sony on that one. They made a great console. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. Like I said, I don't own one, so nobody beat me up about that. But I don't actually own one, but I played it numerous times. It has its strengths and it has its weaknesses, just like both consoles do. But this is really a hats off to Sony's PR department, because they're doing a phenomenal job with that console in public relations. I mean, they're doing a phenomenal job. It's selling well. Both consoles are selling well. So and it was more so just a continued success of the console. So that's really my two things I think about 2015. Sony, the PS4 selling all the way through 2015 consistently, being consistent. So was the Xbox to a degree also too, and E3 2015. So just to kind of piggyback off that, I got another question. What was you guys' biggest disappointments of 2015? Things that you can remember, or maybe it possibly being a game, a feature, anything on anybody's platform, whether it be Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. Let's go ahead and get started with you, Gamer. Your biggest, your biggest disappointment of 2015.
My biggest disappointment, I guess, of 2015 and probably this generation is kind of what Live was saying is just, the hate on both sides. Guys were like, it's video games. Let's play video games. Let's have a good time. Like, I just don't understand some of the hate on either side and the propaganda or the biased, whatever it might be, is my biggest disappointment.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, that makes sense. What about you, Matt?
Let's see. Biggest disappointment. I don't know. It's tough. Like, I really haven't been so much disappointed about anything this year. I mean, I guess maybe I'm disappointed in myself to a certain degree because, like, let me explain this. Like, backwards compatibility, right? Which is lauded by everybody, right? Like, everybody's like, oh, it's so amazing, it's so awesome. And I sit there thinking to myself, well, that's completely useless for me. Like, I don't give it, I don't give a shit about backwards compatibility because, I don't know, maybe because I'm one of the few people that almost played every 360 game that came out, so I have absolutely no use for it, right? So, as far as, like, game-wise, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm just, like, it's tough. I'm having a tough time describing, maybe I'm just jaded now. Maybe that's my big disappointment is I've become jaded. There you go. I'm jaded in myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I look around and like I see people get all excited for all these features like backwards compatibility and stuff, and I look at it and like I see no use for it. For me personally, and that kind of that bothers me. Like, I know everybody hasn't played as many games as I have or whatever, but like, and they look at it this like great feature, but to me, it, like, is nothing,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I understand.
I guess I'm disappointed in myself. And like, because there wasn't a game that came out this year that I really like was looking forward to that disappointed me. So it's tough to say in like game wise. And like Microsoft has done everything that they've done everything well. Like, game delays happen. Like, I was gonna say Deus Ex getting delayed to August, but like, I don't mind when games get delayed. Like, I really don't. Like, if it makes the game better, that's fine. So I'm just gonna say like disappointed myself because I'm starting to see myself become like the jaded old gamer, so to speak. Because I am, like 34. And I tend to like look on the pessimistic side of things, or I look for the more negative.
Half empty type guy.
Yeah, I'm more negative and critical than like I go to the. I always look kind of for the flaws in something rather than like the praise.
Yeah.
And maybe that's that. So I'm just gonna say like I'm disappointed in myself for becoming that person.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, hey, we all like you, so nobody gives a fuck about that. We all like you, Matt. Don't worry about that. I get it though, man. For real, I can understand that. I mean, the fact that I think I'm going on a limb here. I think the fact that you play video games like a lot, you know what I'm saying? And you do have a goal that you're trying to hit, and I think that comes into account when it comes, as far as you being jaded with certain things. I think that factors in too, to a point. That's just me being a fake ass psychiatrist, but I think that may fall into it a little bit, honestly, too. But that's just my opinion, so I'm not exactly sure. So, all right, Live, what you think, man? Biggest disappointment?
The fucking media. I mean, all right, look, I'll get to that in a second. The biggest disappointment as far as the games are, it's probably Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight was kind of disappointing to me, for the simple fact that I don't know. I expected a little bit more. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great. And that, I mean, maybe it's because it's kind of like a testimony to the fact that they were so good previously. Granted, I did not play Arkham Origins, but the other two, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, I love those games. I played them, I think, 4 or 5 times each. So the fact that I only played Arkham Knight once is kind of like, fuck. But my other main disappointment is the fucking media, man. They're killing me, man. Like, Tomb Raider is fucking awesome. Fucking Alien Isolations, man, they shitted on that game, man. I swear, if I could see the motherfucker that gave Alien Isolations a 6.5 and then gave Drive Club, I mean, not Drive Club, what's that stupid-ass car game? Fucking Rocket League a 9 or whatever the fuck, I could put my fist through his fucking head. Like, yo, how are you going to tell me Alien Isolation is a bad game?
I think I'm going to add a rage meter when I know you're on the podcast.
Oh my god, man, I'm so mad. Like, it's insane. It's beyond a class. That's like every Alien fan, they just said, we love you and we want to give you the best thing for you as an Alien fan. And these motherfuckers said, it's kind of long.
It's too hard.
It's too difficult. But Bloodborne is worth it. Like, what? Bloodborne is harder. How the fuck is that okay? But Alien Isolation isn't. I don't get it.
It's because you had to manually save live.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit, remember?
Yeah.
What do you mean I have to manually save? What is this, 1985?
Well, my brother, he has Bloodborne, and he said, and he likes the Dark Souls games a little bit, but he was like, I was like, Mike, how was Bloodborne? He was like, well, it's like if your girl kicked you in the balls and then backed up and came back and kicked you in the balls and then said, honey, you want dinner? And they kicked you in the fucking balls. Like, that's what. So I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Come on, man. This shit just drives me crazy, man. There's no pleasure in it. God damn it. Fucking Alien Isolation. If you don't have it, it's $10 goddamn dollars. Get it for everything and the DLC.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
$7.50, you can't go long, man. Can't you?
Yeah.
If you're on the fence for $7, I wholeheartedly recommend picking up Alien Isolation.
If you don't get Alien Isolation for $7 or $10, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life.
And if you're thinking you're not going to get it, like, Live will PayPal you the money so you can get it.
Nah, fuck that. I ain't doing that shit. You have like 50 people hit me up like,
don't worry, everybody. I will
fuck that.
Live's credit card information right after the show. So.
Nah, fuck that. I ain't on Steam. What the hell's wrong with you?
No, I'm just playing, but I want to say something too before I go ahead and give my disappointment. I finally got the live chat working, everybody. So everybody watching us, go join the live chat. Get in there, talk to some people, shoot us questions, whatever you want us to talk about. I finally got it to work. Shout out to my boy Ivan, as everybody knows, Anchorman V. He finally showed me how to work this shit, and I finally got it working. So everybody can in the chat, or everybody watching, just jump in the chat, shoot us some questions, whatever you thinking. Happy New Year's. So that's up and running. So my biggest disappointment, honestly, is I hate to go there, but it's seeing the way gaming has been going, as far as media-wise, as far as reviews, as far as just things that used to be really important to me as a gamer. Seeing those things kind of be ethics thrown out the goddamn window this generation. Like the clear bias between consoles. I'm not gonna go deep into that. That could be a whole other podcast. But just the fact that things like ethics have been thrown out. When you got these reviewers that don't even complete the games, giving reviews, or they already have an opinion about the game before they even do it. People fucking count on these reviews. There are kids out there that's the only way they know if the game, or that's the only way they know if they're gonna purchase the game or not. And you throw that shit out the window for clicks, for clickbait type articles and things like that. I can't understand that. I used to, Matt, we're all older guys in here in the podcast, and I know I used to get like EGM every month, Electronic Gaming Monthly, the Nintendo magazine, and I used to count on those reviews every month. Man, Nintendo Power, yeah.
Do you remember when those magazines were like
I used to count
400 pages and shit, and they were like fucking, they would take you like weeks to read it? Oh my god.
I used to count on those games, and now none of that shit matters with the advent of social media, like, and everything becoming so clickbaity. Like, shit like that doesn't matter at all to people, and especially people that's their job to do that. I can't say there was I can say there was a disappointing game. I'd say Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, I didn't play it. I couldn't say it.
I've only
I didn't
played
play
the
it.
prologue, so I
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that
on
shit.
it.
I
It was
say
ass
Metal
as
Gear
hell to
Solid.
me. I was like, what is
Um,
this bullshit? Give me Splinter Cell.
Oh man, Splinter
Yeah,
Cell.
that was.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Splinter Cell's the shit. Fuck me.
Oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as a game, I don't own the game. I don't own the game, but like I said, like I said previously, my neighbor has the game, and I have played it quite a bit. And I just it's what you want in a Metal Gear, but it's like right there on the edge of like, okay, this is not enough content, and it kind of honestly, like halfway through the game, it gets boring. It's kind of repetitive. It's nothing that really stands out. It's a solid game, but nothing. I just think that for a game that was anticipated as it was, I think it did not hit the mark. As far as with me, and I'm not the biggest Metal Gear fan, but I think
always
it missed the
heard,
mark a little bit.
The thing with Metal Gear, like 5, is that it's a fantastic stealth game, but a terrible Metal Gear game.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
all the stuff I've heard about. Like the actual gameplay and the stealth elements are like fantastic, but like what you want in a Metal Gear game, like the ridiculousness, the overproduced cinematics, the fucking story that's just utterly insane, is like nowhere to really be found. I mean, I haven't played it, but that's just what people who have played it have told me. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really a Metal Gear game, or it's a very crappy Metal Gear game, but a really good stealth game.
What I think they did is they only let reviewers play like the first 2 chapters and said, all right, now give it a rating. And they were like, oh yeah, it's a fucking 10 out of 10. And they got home
If
and
I
they were like,
remember, there was something that came out. I don't know if it was Metal Gear, but something came out about them paying. Was it them paying reviewers, or who was that? Was that Metal Gear, Rand? Was that Konami?
I think Metal Gear, they were locked in a closet or some shit.
I don't know.
Something. It was something weird. Konami was doing something weird with the reviewers or people that got early access to the game. They were doing something, only giving them certain missions and certain parts of the mission, and saying, "Hey, look at this part. You can only do this." And they were like bottlenecking it so that people got like the quote unquote best experience, or so that it would be rated high. Something like if I remember. If anybody remembers, go ahead and put it in the comment section or the chat. I don't exactly remember. I think there was some funny thing going on with the reviews with that game. I can't remember exactly, but all right. So let's move on from that. So as we all know, today is New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to everybody out there watching. I appreciate you guys rocking out. I don't know if any of you guys got plans, but looking forward to 2016. I've talked about this probably the last 3 or 4 podcasts because I'm just so goddamn excited for 2016. I can't help. So looking forward to 2016, everybody. I just want to go around the panel here. Things that you guys are excited for. Things that you guys, maybe hope to come to fruition. Maybe there have been some rumblings about a game or a feature. Just anything in general, man. This, whatever the case may be. Want to go around, see what you guys are excited for in 2016 and beyond. So we'll start with our guest gamer.
What I'm really stoked about is Recore for one. Like we already talked about that. I'm pretty hyped for that game. I'm also looking forward to Halo Wars 2. Scalebound looks awesome when you can ride a dinosaur and just blow up everything. That's awesome to me. Right? And shout out to Mike Ybarra because a while back he said they have some announcements coming that are even bigger than backwards compatibility. And ever since then, it's driving me nuts what they got, man. Okay. So I'm pretty stoked about all that.
Yeah, that's true. He did announce that. Mike, you know what? Shout out to Mike Ybarra too, because he's been busting his ass for the last few years. He works really hard. Like the fact that they were able to get the backwards compatibility when they didn't even know that it would be possible. You think I believe he's in charge of that whole the software side of things and getting those types of things ready for Xbox Live. But he's done it, and him and his team have done an incredible job with Xbox Live, and the fact that they've added all these features. The system you're buying today is not the system we bought back in November of 2013. It's completely different. So shout out to Mikey Bear and how hard him and his team been working. So what do you think about 2016, Rand? What you looking forward to, man?
Motherfucking Quantum Break.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
You beat.
Motherfucking Quantum Break. My most anticipated exclusive on any system.
Hell yeah.
Remedy can do no wrong, in my opinion. The game's gonna be awesome. I will fucking watch the 20-minute little fucking live action stuff they have with that too, and I will love every second of it.
Playing that with my wife.
Like, it's got everything I want, man. Like the action, the gameplay, the gunplay look all great. I fucking like, I'm a sci-fi nerd, so like time travel stories. Oh god, like I'm getting a chubby just thinking about it right now. I
Yeah,
cannot
Matt's
wait.
not wearing pants.
I mean, dude,
By the way.
Quantum Break to me, plus like the whole Alan Wake, like you know, Remedy's been teasing that there's like Easter eggs for Alan Wake in there and stuff like that, and you know, like what's going on with that? Is Quantum Break secretly Alan Wake 2? Is Quantum Break a story that was written by Alan Wake in that universe and shit? Like, you know, like I don't want to speculate, but like I cannot wait for that game. You know, you know what's funny? Every single year, right? Like you do these podcasts or whatever, or
Mhm.
and it's like, hey, like, what are you all excited about? And everybody lists off all these games, right? And then every single year, when we get to that year, half of those games get delayed to the next year.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you do it all over again. So it's like, we know for sure Quantum Break's coming out because it's coming out in April. Like, like, and you could probably say for sure Gears 4 is coming out next year. Probably
Yeah.
Halo Wars 2, but like, I'm not so sure on some of the other ones. But
Yeah.
2016 looks like a solid year for Xbox One, AAA, new IPs, and indie games. Because you got a couple big indie games right away. You got the
Cuphead.
game from
Cuphead.
Inside. The people who did Limbo.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be big. That's gonna
Yeah,
be
that's supposed to be Q1. You got Below, which looks cool, and you got Cuphead. Like, you have a lot. Like, I know,
Hell yeah.
like a lot of
Okay.
people give shit to indies, and I'm one of them. But I've never said all indies are shit. I just said the majority of them aren't very good. There are some that are actually really good, and I fully expect those 3 games to be phenomenal. You know, especially
Yeah.
Inside.
Shout
So,
out
yeah,
to
like-
Chris Charla too with that doing the ID at Xbox too.
Yeah. So I mean, like Quantum Break, I can't wait. Personal, you know, on a personal level, like I'm gonna hit 1 million at some point next year.
Hey, Turner.
All right.
Don't know when that's gonna happen, but you know, that's gonna happen at some point in time, and I'll probably end up pissing off some of the Xbox fanboys because people are like, "Hey, what are you gonna do after you get 1 million?" I'll be like, "Well, I'm gonna get a PlayStation now." Because
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I haven't
goddammit.
played a PlayStation game since 2005.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
I've been,
Wow.
you know, there's a lot of games like I've always said I'm a gamer first, and I passed up a lot of good games because of my drive to, well, or you could call it my addiction to
Yeah.
achievements. So like I want to go. Hey, sue me. I want to go and play Uncharted and Last of Us and Heavy Rain and Killzone and
God
stuff.
damn it,
you know?
ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna play
so-
it too, so don't feel bad. This ain't no goddamn AA meeting. You can play whatever you want to play. God
Yeah.
damn it. Yeah, but no, I'm cool with that though. That's great. That's great. What you think, Live? 2016, baby.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to Quantum Break. Man, that game is. I haven't played. What was the last?
By the way, before you continue, can I are you guys gonna watch the TV show too? You guys gonna watch
Hell
the
fucking
TV
yeah.
show?
Oh,
Quantum
hell
Break?
yeah.
Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah! Why wouldn't I? I paid for it. God damn it, right? I'm gonna watch that.
I'll watch it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, watch this shit. Like,
Okay.
Yo, listen, man. If it's as good as the shit that's on TV now, since we got through that whole reality, that time and period where the only shit they showed on TV was fucking reality TV bullshit, you know. Hey, man, I'm good with it because they got a ton of great shows. Shit, I love the fucking Walking Dead. Love that shit. Love that shit. But yeah, as long as it's good, man, yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Quantum Break. I'm looking forward to Scalebound. I want to see more from Sea of Thieves, Record, all the Microsoft. The crazy thing is, Microsoft's exclusives are better than most multiplats that are coming out. But the thing I do want to see is I want to see more cloud, power to cloud. I think that Crackdown is going to be similar to the preview program that we have now for Ark. So I think that they're going to kind of put it in there. You know, $30. You can get it now. You can wait until it comes out for $60. You know, but you know, half of everybody who owns an Xbox is going to fucking get Quantum Break for like $30 and play multiplayer until their fucking heart's content.
Crackdown.
Hell yeah, Crackdown. Oh hell yeah, that shit's gonna be crazy, man. That's just gonna be crazy, son. Crackdown? You think cats are crazy for Ark? Oh my god, this should be insane, man. You come on, you blow up a whole fucking city. Oh my god. Man.
I don't know if Crackdown is. I think Crackdown is 2017, man. I think if anything,
well, no, the multiplayer is gonna come out.
Multiplayer.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's gonna be a beta or something this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be just like the Ark. I'm telling you, it's gonna be just like you pay.
I think there'll be a beta. I think they'll slide a beta in at some point this year. I think that's. I mean, they look like they can get the multiplayer running. I mean, it looked like this. I guess what was that pre-alpha footage?
What would be a good way to sell? Okay, so if you're trying to like sell a game, right? Like Crackdown's probably like it's like, hey, we got a Crackdown beta, and you can just package it with the game. What game early in the year that's supposed to come out would you package that with that you would try to get some extra sales?
Oh, the beta.
Yeah, I mean, like, so if you buy this game, because, like, you know, Gears Ultimate, you bought Gears Ultimate, you get the Gears 4 beta, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think they're gonna do that though.
You don't think they?
Nah, I think they're gonna do straight preview program and make you pay $34, whatever.
True. I mean, I've heard those rumors too. But what if they just said, hey, buy Recore, get your Crackdown 3 beta, maybe help Recore sell some.
All right. If they do,
you know?
all right. So say they do this. Say that you buy Recore for whatever it costs, and you get like a month earlier of Crackdown versus waiting for, you know, whenever it comes. Say Recore comes out in July, Crackdown open beta comes out in August. Yeah, I can see them doing that then. Or you could just, all right, you could either wait to play the $35 or buy Recore for $60 and then get the beta for free. You know, I can see them doing that.
Well, if you got to remember, live, the first Crackdown was with Halo 3.
Yeah,
Halo
that's
3.
Right. Halo 3, yeah.
I mean, you got to. Not Halo 3. Was it Halo 3?
Yeah, the Crackdown came with Halo. Like, you bought Crackdown, you got the Halo 3 beta.
Sorry. So it was the other way around. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Yeah.
So they've done something. Sorry about that, Matt. But they've done something similar like that before with Crackdown. But So I mean, that would be a great idea, Matt. And you know what the funny thing is? Nobody's really done that often this generation. But I mean, for Microsoft, they got so many exclusive IPs. It'd be I don't know what game it would like fit perfectly with. I don't really think it matters, honestly.
What games have they done it with?
Idea.
So Gears 4 beta was packaged with Gears Ultimate, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a Halo 5 beta. Wasn't that packaged with Master Chief Collection?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Crackdown is going to be the anticipated one, and they did so like the Gamescom thing. It did mention like multiplayer preview. I can easily see them packaging that with the game because people are going to be like, I want to get this game because it has Crackdown.
Yeah.
You know, so like. You know, I don't know. Maybe Recore is a good candidate. You know, like I mean, I don't know. I don't think a lot of these games are going to make next year. Like to be honest with you, I have my doubts that Scalebound is going to come out next year.
Might be too big.
Yeah, or just like the right time because like the thing about like I think Microsoft has learned a hard lesson that timing is everything.
Yeah, timing.
Like Tomb Raider didn't help out as much as they probably wanted to because of the timing when the game came out. Sunset Overdrive, when you think about it, and this pisses me off to a certain degree, we should be getting a Sunset Overdrive 2 this year, but we're not because they kind of stuck it in this like a new IP early in the life cycle of the system, kind of sandwiched in between. It was launched at the end of October, early November, when like all the big hitters hit. It was kind of overlooked, and because of that, it didn't sell as well as they wanted to. So we're not getting a sequel. So it's like you got to be careful with these brand new IPs. Like I think it's great that Quantum Break's coming out in April. I think if Microsoft is smart, which I think Phil and all those guys are, you know, obviously assuming the game is ready, you have Recore come out in like June, July, or August, right? Like have no competition. Like people want games during those dry months of the year. Why not give them a game? Like why not? Like because I see people all the time. Like I've seen like Crap Gamer and like Mooch talk about this. Like like when soccer cars came out, like every single outlet was running stories about it, and it's like, well, yeah, because there wasn't
nothing
anything
else
out at the time. Like they took advantage of the time it was released and the fact that there was nothing out, and the fact that like people were surprised by the game and it was addictive, so they wanted to run stories about
Listen, I've said this many, many times, and this is a perfect example. Bloodborne came out, what, like March, I believe it was, something like that?
Yeah.
There was nothing, you know what it came out alongside? Scream Ride. There was nothing else to play during that period of time.
Exactly.
Why do you guys think it sold $1 million out the gate and then ended up selling $2 million as the time went by? If that game had came out next to Batman Arkham Knight, it wouldn't have sold as well as it did. Now, this is nothing about the game, but this is more so to the point of what Matt is saying, timing means everything. And I think PlayStation had a better grasp of that this generation so far, as far as where to put their games and release them. Now, Microsoft has gotten better. I think they've hugely benefited from the news as far as Quantum Break, that Uncharted is getting pushed back. I think that's a huge benefit to Quantum Break because it's going to get a few weeks, 3-4 weeks before Uncharted comes out. That way reviewers, people can sit down, get time with the game with nothing else around it.
Exactly.
It'll get a fair shake. So I understand what you're saying.
So like when you look at like the release schedule in the games, it's like, okay, ReCore has to come out at a dead time, right? Otherwise, it's going to be, it's going to be overshadowed. Scalebound, right? New IP, kind of Japanese centric. Platinum Games, like they make good games. It's probably going to be a good game. However, you can't launch Scalebound at the end of the year because it's going to be buried. Like you need like Scalebound to come out either at the very beginning of that like cycle or like the beginning of next year, like 2017 or something. Sea of Thieves, same thing. Like you can't launch these new IPs like when Call of Duty's out or Star Wars Battlefront or Fallout 5. Like any of these like huge third-party games are coming out. They just suck all the wind out of this stuff because people would rather spend $60 on something they know they're going to like rather than something that they're not sure they will. It's the same thing when people go to restaurants. They order what they know they're going to like because if you order something new and you don't like it, you feel like you've wasted your money. So that's why, like, to me, like all these games we talk about, and one of the reasons we're excited for next year, it's great. But like, I expect most of these to get delayed because they need to find the right time to release them all. And they can't release them all because Microsoft invests so much money in Scalebound. And if they release it in November, it's just going to get trampled on, and nobody's going to buy it. And it's like, well, why? What was with the investment? Like, why'd you even bother?
That's why Microsoft, what they should do for digital, is allow you a grace period. Like, say you buy a brand new digital game for $60, and say you don't like it, instead of just giving you your money back, so you could change it and buy something else.
They could do that.
There'd be people who would exploit that though, but
Well, I mean, they have to give you like 5 days. I mean, people are just gonna run around.
Well, what is Steam's?
It's something like
it's like 48 hours or 24 hours or something like that. It's a really
something
short
like
window.
that. Yes, well, because they're trying to allow you not to be able to beat the game.
But I mean, there are plenty of people out there that like, if you give me 5 days, if live you're running the service and you're like, hey, you can buy a game for $60. And like you just 5 days return it, I'll fucking buy that game and I'll beat that game and I'll get my 1,000 points in that 5 days and I'll get my money back.
They only do it once, so it's like a one-time thing. So it's a bit like you only get one try, you get one do-over. Otherwise, you're screwed on the second one.
Well,
fuck, I messed up. I want to go back. No, you messed up.
The only problem with that is I could find way too. There'll be so many people that'll bitch and complain about something like that. It wouldn't even be funny. They'd end up having to change the policy or something because too many people would be complaining. Oh, well, that's not enough time, whatever the case may be. All right. So now that we've talked about that in 2016 and going forward, what I want to do now is I want to just give a big shout out to everybody. Just everybody. I can't go through everybody by names, but everybody that's came that I've met, everybody that I met on Twitter, everybody that's rocked out with me, watched my show. As most people know, I started this back 4.5 months ago now at this point, and I've had some pretty good success so far. I just want to say I appreciate everybody and everything that you guys have done for me. I appreciate you guys on the panel, Matt, Live, Gamer. Appreciate you guys so much. As we end this year, hopefully next year, I'll be some bigger goals for us. So speaking of goals, I want to ask you guys just on some gaming related shit. You guys have any personal goals as far as like gaming related for 2016? Let's go ahead and start with gamer.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna be doing a new series on YouTube, Road to 100,000 Gamer Score. So I'm gonna try and knock that out next year. Maybe try and catch Rand.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You gotta quit your job.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
You can do it, man. There's games. I mean, you gotta go all the way back to 360, but the right amount of time, the right amount of games, you could put up a serious amount of points really fast.
Cool.
It's doable.
I don't know if I'll hit 1 million in a year, but
Well, in 1 million now, but you could probably. Let's see. I have a buddy who's about to put up 280,000 gamer score this year.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So,
Insane. That's some shit you gotta plan out. Like you need to get a calculator and some shit and break that down, man. That's like doing taxes at the end of the year, man. Crazy, man. So, you got any? Well, I know your goal, Matt, but let's go ahead and go over it anyway.
yeah. I mean, I don't know when it's gonna happen. I have a hope. There's like what I hope will happen, and then in case it doesn't happen. But yeah, I hope to hit 1 million. Hopefully, sometime during the year. Like, I'm not sure when yet. Just I guess whenever it happens or whenever I get good news or whatever. Like on a personal note, I want to start streaming more on my own channel. I kind of have fallen out of the habit, so to speak. I've been busy a lot lately, and I really haven't even really gamed that much. So like personally, I kind of want to start streaming more and doing that like more as like scheduled, like have scheduled times to do that stuff because as you know, like when you do something and then you stop doing it for a while, it's hard to get back on the horse.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of what my goals are for gaming for the year, I guess.
All right. What you got, Live? You got any goals, personal goals, or gaming?
Man, I want to try to beat The Witcher.
I hear that's impossible.
Yeah, that's impossible,
Too much of a
man.
game.
Sorry about that.
I mean, it's well, I mean, at least beat a good portion of it. I still haven't beat the story because I kind of put it down, but I want to try to beat that. Do some more stuff for my channel as far as other content other than just ranting. but what else? Yeah, man, just enjoy these games, man. Wait until next gen when it starts in like 3 years. Can do it all over again. I mean, hopefully when kids start coming, I'll still be able to do this shit. Otherwise, I'll have to I gotta build a man cave or something. I don't know.
For sure. All right, so what we're gonna do now to end the show, we're gonna take a few questions. So people have been in the since I had the live chat up there, people asking some questions. So we're gonna take a few questions. We just quick hit questions. I have a couple here, 2 or 3 that people have already asked. One question here I have for the panel. Strider 010 asked, "What's up, Strider?" He said, "Why is the Elite controller sold out?" Sorry about that. Why is the Elite controller sold out everywhere? He says he's in the UK and no store has it in stock. Because it's
Same
crack.
here.
That's why. It's crack cocaine. No. To be honest, it's probably. I held the damn thing. I don't have it. I don't have any. I held it, and you can just it's like okay, you driving on the freeway, right? And you in your Toyota fucking Prius or something. In your Prius, you driving along, and you see this Bugatti drive by you. You ain't in the Bugatti, but you could feel it. Like that damn car is just insane. Like it's that kind of feeling you get once you touch the controller. You feel the quality. You feel just the time and attention to detail that they put into the damn thing is insane. And then for the price, people complain, but go look at the Scuff website. You're gonna spend over $200 at least to get a comparable controller. So it's a deal, honestly, if you're trying to get like a I guess quote unquote modded type controller. But I want to go ahead and let you guys have the subject too. So we'll start with Gamer. What do you think about the Xbox Elite controller being sold out?
Man, Xbox had a really great product there. I think they underestimated how well it was going to sell. I also have a SCUF controller, and I can tell you from using the SCUF to the Elite is just leaps and bounds over the SCUF. Just in the feel, the way you can do the trigger stops, and the SCUF, is really expensive. Like if you want all the bells and whistles on it, but even then, it still doesn't do everything that the Elite controller does because you can't remap all the buttons. You can't do any of the dead zones or anything like that for shooters and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, for the price point, man, you'd be hard pressed to find anything better out there.
All right, what you think, Matt?
Yeah, so I love the Elite controller. I got mine a couple weeks ago, and it is the best controller ever made.
I've heard people say that too. Yeah,
it is. It's you can tell as soon as you open up that package and it's in that like black Xbox case, and you open it up and it's like, oh my god! Even has that USB cable that's just like kind of like it has that same like covering like Turtle Beach headsets have. Yeah. And it's like, oh my god, this thing is like it. You can tell like like this thing costs some money like to make. Like it's heavy. You can tell the difference. Like as soon as you pick it up, like this controller is like really heavy in comparison to the regular controllers and stuff. And is it worth $150? Well, I mean, that's up to each individual person, if they have the money to spend or not. But yes, I love it. Why wasn't it available? It's a simple case of supply and demand. Microsoft didn't think there would be this demand, so they made supply to reach a certain amount, and this is where we're at. Yeah. I saw reports that they're not going to be fully in stock until like March of next year. Like they completely, because we had David Preen on our podcast, and he's one of the creators of the controller, and he flat out said like we didn't think it was going to be this popular. Businesses, they have a target how much they're going to sell and how much they need to have reserve, and they make them. Like they completely underestimated the demand for the product. So there's no like conspiracy going on where like they intentionally shorted the demand. Like I always hate that. We ever hear like oh well they didn't make enough because they wanted to create false demand for the product. I'm like, are you serious?
They want to make money, man.
Yeah, what business out there is gonna do that? Like they want to sell the product to you so they can make money. Like Jesus Christ, I always hate that. Like, well, they didn't make enough systems because they just want to create this like false sense of demand, so they think that their products and no, that's bullshit. Like, they just didn't make enough. Period. Yeah. And people want. I think they underestimated the willingness of the Xbox fans to just go out and spend, because $150, that's like 3 controllers essentially.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Like I just thought it would probably just be like hardcore to get it. And that'd be it, but I think it's kind of spilled into more to like the mid-tier casuals and like even Sony fans. I see a lot of Sony fans picking up to play it on their PS4s because like you can get like an adapter.
Yeah, it's a Cronus Max.
That's kind of a slap in the face to the PS4, that the DualShock 4. If you'd rather, like, hey, like I love my PS4, but fuck that controller. Give me that fucking Xbox Elite and let me use it on that thing. Because you ain't seen nobody. You ain't see a single person out there being like, can I use my DualShock 4 with my Xbox One? Hell no. Because that controller is shit, and it's always been shit. Fucking DualShock is a terrible controller. And this is coming from someone who was a PlayStation fan from the PS1, PS2 days. Like PTK knows this. I loved PlayStation back then, and still
you don't gotta validate yourself on
that fucking controller. The DualShock controller is a piece of garbage and has always been a piece of garbage.
Yeah, I just don't like the joystick placement, man. Yeah. That's the biggest thing for me, and the controller feels too small. I don't have gigantic hands, but I don't know. It just boils down to preference, man. But let's go ahead and get your opinion on the Elite controller live.
Yeah, I love it. Day one, got that shit. I mean, but the funny thing is, like, I have 2 friends that they just got their Xbox this year, right? And the Elite controller is all they know. That's what the Xbox controller is to them, the Elite controller. And I'm just fucking jealous.
They're spoiled, man.
Because they think that's they come in and the UI is what they know. Oh, this is what it is. They come in playing Halo 5. That shit is crazy. My boy comes in and be like, "Oh man, Halo 5 is awesome. This is way better than any Halo I've ever played." I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck? I've been playing. What the fuck?"
You've been in the trenches, man, and he's just coming in at the good part.
Yeah, that's what
I've been through the war. Come on.
Yeah, man. That's what happens when you're early adopters of the generation of the console. You know, early adopters. You know, we take a lot of the grenades, and then, obviously, you know, when you buy later on, you get the perks and everything's all patched up and worked out. But that's completely fine. We all knew what we were getting. You know, when you buy early, so it's okay with all of us. So I want to go ahead and take one more question before I end it. I don't want to keep people too long. People got plans and shit, so I don't want to stop anybody from doing their New Year's Eve. So I do have a question here from Mrs. CS. Shout out Mrs. CS. She asked, do you think Xbox would try to keep Titanfall 2 only Xbox? This is something that we've talked about on the podcast a little bit, and it's kind of been touchy. You know, everybody has a different opinion on it. But my personal opinion is no, because EA wants their games on every goddamn thing. They don't, and from what I understand, EA is the one who brokered the deal the first time around to make it exclusive. So I don't know how much Respawn has as far as pull. I don't know if they could go to EA and say, hey, we want to make this exclusive again. I think it's up to EA at this point. And just knowing EA, they want their games on everything. So Microsoft would have to give them 3-4 times the amount they gave them to make it exclusive the first time around for them to keep it exclusive again. Because the game sold well. I don't know where it's sitting at right now, but it sold really, really well. So I want to go ahead and go around the panel. Let's get your thoughts on it, gamers.
My Xbox fanboy heart would love to have Titanfall 2 as an exclusive. I played the crap out of that game.
I still do. I still play. Yeah.
I'm almost like Prestige 10 in that thing. I'm on the...
Play that shit with the Elite, son? Oh!
Yeah, but honestly, my brain's telling me it's probably not going to be. We might get like some time exclusivity kind of stuff, but I think it's going to be everywhere.
Okay, you think EA? You think? Well, I'm just saying because they're EA, and I know the fact that they like their games on everything. You think that's the biggest reason, or you think it's just maybe underwhelming as far as support for the game, or what do you think?
I mean, I think it could be a little bit of EA, but it could be Phil as well too, because he's come out and stated that a lot of those third-party deals he's really not going to do anymore. He wants to put a lot of the money in first-party, so it could be a little bit of both. And I don't, like you said, I don't know how much Respawn has any say in it either, because as far as we know, I think they went to Sony first.
Yeah, they did,
and they turned it down. So, it's hard to tell there.
Okay, what do you think, Matt?
I do believe that Microsoft would love to have it as exclusive. I mean, who wouldn't, right? I'm sure Sony would love to have it exclusive. But do I think it will be exclusive to any system? Hell no. There's money to be made. EA wants... I think Titanfall was... Titanfall could have been a lot... Let's be honest. Titanfall would have been a lot bigger if it was multi-platform from the start. Right? And that's what EA wants, and that's what Respawn wants. They want a game that's going to reach the masses. And I think anybody that believes that Microsoft is somehow going to get the exclusive for this game is setting them up for a rude awakening next year.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think you're just setting yourself up for major disappointment because that game has multi-platform written all over it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll go even so far as say this.
I know where you're going. You better not.
I'm going to go there. I'm going there, PTK. I'm going there.
Oh, my goodness.
It's been nagging at me. So I think, I don't want this to happen, but this is, I think, that, so imagine this scenario. So you're watching at home, you're watching E3, watching Sony's press conference, or you're watching Microsoft's, and it's a really good press conference, but no Titanfall 2. Weird. It's supposed to come out next year. I think it would go somewhere. And then you watch Sony's. Right? And Sony does their whole thing. They got a whole bunch of stupid VR games up on their stage, right? And they get to the end, and Vince Zampella walks out on stage and taps Andrew House on the shoulder.
You're killing me, Rand. Come on.
And they go, we got one more surprise for you, PlayStation Nation. It's like, so he comes out and says, hey guys, we're really sorry we couldn't bring Titanfall 1 to you. but we're pleased to announce that we're bringing Titanfall 2 to the PlayStation Nation. And then they show Titanfall 2 off, and then Sony's got the marketing deal and the exclusive DLC and stuff.
Holy
And
shit.
Titanfall, I'm just saying, like, you know,
go ahead.
I'm just saying, like,
Go
if
ahead.
you're EA, right? If you're looking at this from EA's perspective, because they control everything, right? Like, they made the deal originally with
Yeah.
Microsoft. If you're looking to sell that game to more people, if you're looking to sell that to
The market
rival
share.
Call
You're
of
gonna look
Duty,
at the
right?
lead. You're gonna look at the lead platform.
Yes,
more
you
than
have
likely.
to. You have to sell to the people that you ignored the
Yeah.
first time, and that's PlayStation 4 users. So you have to throw them a bone, because you be thinking to yourself, the Xbox users are going to buy this regardless, right? Like, they love the game, everybody has it. It's been $5 multiple times, right?
Yeah.
We need to sell this, and we need to build bridges essentially, because like, when games do this, they don't. The game doesn't sell typically well when the first one skips a console, like
Yeah,
the first
Mass
iteration,
Effect.
right? So they don't sell well. So what I think they would do is that they would be like, all right, we're going to cater to the PlayStation audience now, because these are the people we need to sell to. Plus, they have the bigger audience to sell to, and EA is just a business. But I'm telling you, let's say if that happens, oh boy, Twitter, I'll
turning
turn
Twitter
off
for, like,
Twitter that day, because holy shit.
Jesus
It'll go
Christ,
down.
it's gonna go in flames. The media they'll have a field day with it. I know it. It'll be all over the place. But I mean, it's not, if you really think about it though, it's not a far-fetched idea that could happen. I mean, it's really not with the way you see things going. I mean, I think if Microsoft and EA got to the table in the boardroom, I would hope that because they've done the first one exclusive, Microsoft could at least get the marketing rights for the second one. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying, Matt, but I don't know if Microsoft is going to walk. If they were to ever do that, I don't know if it's even up to Microsoft. I don't know.
This
if
would
EA
just be
even
fucking
go to Microsoft.
Sony twisting the fucking knife, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? We're gonna take everything from you, and we're gonna fucking take a game that was like seen as exclusive and make it kind of like pseudo-exclusive. Oh my god, it would be fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to happen. Like, I think Microsoft, because I know like Microsoft has a lot of like friends at the studio, and I think they will get the marketing rights and stuff like that. But like, it's a scenario that's plausible and reasonable if you think about it from EA's
Another thing,
perspective. So.
you got to think about it from EA's perspective too. Now look at it this way: Microsoft has EA Access, Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
That's something to bring to the table. Like, hey, you can stick this game in EA Access, and it's only on Xbox at some point in time, or give it to them preview 10 days earlier. You know how you do with the EA Access. You give it to them. That's a big trump card that Microsoft could use. Like, hey, we got EA Access on the platform. It's already here. You know our gamers love it. It just makes sense to give us at least marketing rights. Let it be on EA Access to play early. That could be something for a bargaining chip for Microsoft, man. They could use that as leverage.
You're right.
I also think too, the reason why I don't think that's gonna happen, like being on Sony stage and everything like that, is because of Activision and Sony with that big deal with COD. That's kind of like their direct competitor, like Titanfall. You know, it's Infinity War.
That's kind of true.
That's true.
That's
But
kinda-
they don't. But the games won't really compete against each other because
Right. But
COD's November and Titanfall 2 would be like March. So I'm just saying, like, it's like a tasty kind of morsel, like something that you'd be like,
it
you
could
know,
happen.
where they don't know. Titanfall 2 is like kind of this thing where it's like either company could probably. Well, I think it's too expensive to get them all to actually buy outright the exclusivity of the game. But the fight will be for the exclusive marketing for it.
Marketing.
And it would just
marketing.
be,
do it, but
would
I don't
be-
know if they feel it would be worth it.
well,
It
Sony
wouldn't be- I don't
Sony
think-
might just do it just to fucking piss off like Xbox, like taking a nut
Well,
like
they,
to
but
Call of
they
Duty.
can't outbid
Well,
Xbox.
They
It's
can't
just that.
outbid Microsoft. And you got to think
Yeah,
about
but-
how much money they're putting in the yard
But,
next
But
year.
it's
that's
not.
what I'm
It's
saying,
not.
is it worth it? Is
It's
it
not
worth
always
it, though?
about money though. Like Microsoft
No,
may be
you're
able
right.
more money, but Sony may be able to offer more console sales. You know, like
good
just-
point. Good point.
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, but they might be flooding their own market with that many marketing deals.
hey,
Like,
Sony
you're
was
gonna
just
have every single.
yeah. Well,
shooting
Sony was just recently saying how
marketing
they're the
deal.
shooter box now. Remember, they were bragging about it. Like you see, last gen they were like so.
Xbox
happy-
was never that much of a shooter box, though. It was only Call of Duty and fucking Halo.
Well, yeah, I mean you're right, but I'm just
You're
saying
talking
like
about Call of Duty, Battlefront, Battlefield. Destiny. That's like 6-7 shoot. That's insanity.
I know, but like, is this like last gen Xbox
You're
was
gonna
a
get Doom
shooter
2.
box,
That should be crazy.
and
Yo.
like now, like Sony's all like bragging, like, "Oh, we're the shooter box now," and it's like, what better way to put a feather in the cap to get a former Microsoft exclusive and get the marketing rights for? Like, I seriously, if that happens, I will go. I will.
It's crazy.
It'll be funny
Yeah.
to watch.
That'd be a feather in Sony's cap. That's for goddamn sure. If
Why
they
would you
pulled that
want
off.
that many goddamn shooters though? That's just
That'd be a feather in their cap. And another thing is, though, to be honest, just to kind of wrap up the topic and to wrap up the podcast, actually.
They might as well just throw away Killzone.
Might as well. It doesn't sell that well.
But I don't know, man. It's kind of a toss in the air, to be honest. I think most of us here are of the mind that it's going to be multi-plat. Most of us here are pretty sure that it's going to be multi-plat, just for the fact that EA's behind the game. They're bankrolling the game. It's their game, and
they don't do
exclusives. So I mean that's kind of the nature of the beast. Now, who gets a marketing deal? Hey, that may be up for grabs. We'll see how that plays out. But I'm damn sure looking for 2016. I want to say I appreciate everybody for rocking out on New Year's Eve. I want to say everybody that's out there listening and watching, you guys have a safe New Year's. Don't go out there doing nothing silly. Thank you for coming to the channel. It's going to be a big year for me next year. I'm actually going to make an announcement pretty soon about who's going to be my next co-host on my podcast. As you guys know, I've been looking still. I haven't made I haven't made an official announcement yet. Still looking, sifting through the people that asked me or contacted me about joining the show. So we'll see how it figures out. And GKB Gamer is one of those people, so you never know. You never know. So I want to go ahead and let everybody around the panel. You guys give your shout out. Go ahead, gamers. You want to say a few things about your channel, maybe?
Oh yeah. Gamers Knows Best is the channel. We do a lot of gameplays, tech reviews, all kinds of stuff. Come check us out. I hope everybody has a fantastic new year. I wish everybody much success in the next year. I appreciate Blam for having me on the show. I love rocking out with all you guys. It was fantastic. I had a lot of fun.
For sure. What you got, Matt?
Well, thanks for having me again, PTK. I always like doing your podcast. I guess I'll just shout out, my own podcast that I do with Southbound and Tim Dog and Jeremy and Doc. It's TXR Podcast Monday nights. We took this past Monday off to be with family and stuff, so we got a new one coming up on Monday with special guest Tommy Tellerico,
Nice.
video game music legend. So that'd be an interesting interview.
Nice. Yeah, you guys check that out. TXR Podcast. I don't miss one. I always watch it every time I get a chance. They do good. They do good podcasts, good content. I know all the guys. They're all fantastic. Matter of fact, most of them have been on my show. So we all family anyway. We all kind of bounce around each other's podcasts and stuff. So go ahead, Live. You got something to say, man?
Yeah, man. Thanks to Blam for having me on so many times, spewing my craziness, trying to fight the goddamn media and their goddamn propaganda. It's been a great year. It's it's good, man. Just another one, 2016, man. This is what it is. This is what it is. About to get it popping, yo. Shout out to all Xbox, even PlayStation dudes, even you motherfucking ponies. Shout out to everybody who's a gamer who, have a good year, stay safe, drive without liquor in your system, hopefully. All right, don't drive into people's living rooms. Please don't. Please. Yeah, man, that's what it is.
All right, man.
It's your boy Live.
For sure, we appreciate you guys coming out, man. Appreciate you guys rocking out with me. It's going to be a big year next year for the Shop Podcast, for my channel. These guys' channels in particular. Hopefully we can get Matt to get back to his goddamn channel, because that's something that we all dying to see. So, but appreciate you guys rocking out, man. The Shop Podcast will resume next week, next Saturday. I'll have another guest on. I'm not exactly sure who. I usually do this shit like halfway through the week, honestly. So thank you for rocking out. Appreciate you guys coming out. We out of here, everybody. Y'all take it easy. Have a good night. Be safe out there, everybody.
All right. Peace.